Hello and welcome to Sports 360, your one-stop destination for all big sporting events across the globe. Here you will get an exact analysis, information and interaction with top athletes. India achieved one of the Test cricket's greatest ever victories with a perfectly timed run chase, knocking off 328 to win the match and series in Australia. India defeated Australia 2-1 in the Border Gavaskar Trophy in what is being widely described as the greatest Test series win in history. In this edition of Sports 360, we will take a look why it was Indian cricket's greatest moment of glory. An amalgamation of fascinating life stories that scripted one of the most memorable moments in the history of Indian cricket. Players who thrashed Australians in their own backyard, defying all odds, are nothing the ones staring from the billboards in metro cities, but shy, quiet and unassuming characters from the suburbs and the hinterlands. We also have an exclusive interaction with Indian table tennis's poster boy Achanta Sharath Kamal. Sharath has consistently been the top-ranked Indian tennis player and has won multiple medals for India at the various international tournaments. Liverpool's 68-game unbeaten run at home was brought to an end by Burnley. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Barcelona have also had some torrid results this campaign. And apart from this, we also have our regular segments Goal of the Week, Player of the Week and the Sporting Moments of the Week. But first of the cover story you are tracking this week. From 36 all-out to win at the Gabba, India produced a series full of miracles. India registered their lowest ever test total of 36 all-out in a crushing defeat in the first test at Adelaide. The bigger hurdles for India, though, were mind-boggling number of injuries that suffered through the course of series. But despite all these setbacks, the Indian teams simply didn't give up. Here a recap how each of the 4 tests panned out in historic 2021 test series between India and Australia. First test, Adelaide. India won the toss and opted to bat first at the Adelaide Oval. Pacers Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins were on the money as Australia kept chipping away with wickets, but thanks to a brilliant 74 by Captain Kohli, India managed to score 244 in their first innings. In reply, Australia rode on their captain Tim Paine to recover from a collapse and posted 191 after a fine spell of 4 wickets by Ashwin. However, what followed is something every Indian cricket fan would want to forget, but most likely won't ever be able to. In what was a mind-boggling morning of cricket at Adelaide, India kept losing wickets in a procession as Cummins and Josh Hazlewood ran riot. India finished with 36 for 9 and Australia went on to register a thumping 8-wicket win. Second test, Melbourne. After the Adelaide result, Kohli's subsequent departure and Shami's ouster due to an injury on his forearm, many reckoned India would fall apart and be swept in the series. But with Rahane taking over the reins, the visitors mounted a fight back that will be spoke about for many years. Third test, Sydney. India won a draw in the third test in Sydney on the back of a memorable 4th innings batting performance. In terms of effort, it was almost on par with the Oval in 1979. At the Sydney Cricket Ground, India earned a draw, batting 131 overs and scoring 334 for 5 in their second innings. 4 batsmen, Cheteshwar Pujara, Rishabh Pant, Hanuma Vihari and Ravi Ashwin played 100+ deliveries to secure the draw. Fourth test, Brisbane. Finally, the action shifted to Brisbane with the series tied at 1-1 and all to play for. Australia hadn't lost at the Gabba in 32 years, with Vihari, Jadeja, Ashwin missing out due to injuries. India were the firm underdogs going into the contest. They had 2 debutants for the test, Sundar and Tina Trajan. But this Indian team created history and defeated Australia at Gabba in over 32 years. Chasing 328, India achieved the target in 97 overs with Rishabh Pant remaining unbeaten on 89. Shubman Gill and Cheteshwar Pujara also scored 91 and 56 runs knocked. After 47 days of some of the best cricket we have witnessed in a long time, Team India won prestigious 2021 Border Gavaskar Trophy. They did so by breaching Australia's fortress Gabba by chasing down a daunting 328 run target with 3 wickets to spare. Ajinkya Rahane's men displayed admirable grit and character to win the 2 of the last 3 tests to win the series. Here are the heroes of the historical win at Gabba.
Heroes of Gabba Test, Shubman Gill. In just 3 test matches, Shubman Gill has gone from being Team India's most prominent prospect to being their first choice opener in test matches. The intent he showed from the very first ball he faced at the MCG, and his immaculate stroke play has garnered in fans and former players alike. With 259 runs in 6 innings at a fabulous average of 51.80 against a full-strength Australian bowling attack, Gill has entered the big league with a bang. His knock of 91 in the 4th innings of the Gaba Test especially helped Team India gain the upper hand in the match. Cheteshwar Pujara. India's silent assassin Cheteshwar Pujara is slowly taking over the role as the new wall of Team India in test matches. Despite his struggles in the first 2 tests, Pujara made sure he held one end for Team India at all times. He played 928 balls in 8 innings and stayed on the pitch for 20 hours and 28 minutes, more than 2.5 days of test cricket. His twin 50s in the 3rd test helped Team India strengthen their grip in the match. Pujara's gritty 56 in the 4th test, where he endured blows to almost every part of his body, made sure Team India had a platform to go for the win. Ajinkya Rahane. Leading Team India seemed to have brought the best out of Ajinkya Rahane. He not only led the team by example but also played with more confidence than he's done in recent times. Rahane's knock of 112 at the MCG after the horrors of Adelaide was easily one of the best knocks produced by a Team India player in Australia in recent times. Much like Pujara, Rahane chipped in with valuable runs in almost every match too. The biggest highlight of his tour, however, were his decision as captain. Rishabh Pant came of age in the 2020-2021 Test Series against Australia. His swashbuckling 118 ball 97 on the final day of the 3rd Test in Sydney turned the tide in Team India's favour. The knock provided the visitors an outside chance of pulling off a miraculous win before Team India managed to draw the game after Pant's dismissal. Pant's match-winning unbeaten knock of 89 in the last Test would easily go down as one of the best 4th inning knocks in recent Test history. Mohammad Suraj. Much like Shubman Gill with the bat, Mohammad Suraj entered the Test series as Team India's next big fast bowler but ended the series as the leader of the team's bowling attack. Suraj followed up his 5 wickets in the victorious Boxing Day Test in Melbourne with 2 more wickets in the draw in Sydney. His performance with the ball in Australia's 2nd innings at the Gaba, where he backed Team India's only 5-wicket haul of the series, played a huge role in setting up the win for his team. Shardul Thakur was unlucky to miss out on the Man of the Match award in the only test he played in the series, as he produced a near-perfect performance with both ball and the bat. With 7 wickets at the Gaba, he emerged as the highest wicket taker in the match. However, Thakur also impressed with his exploits with the bat, scoring 67 runs while batting at number 8 in Team India's first innings.
Gaba win led to some interesting coverage in Australian media. While many lauded India's win, others also speculated on what it meant for the future of captain Tim Paine. Cricket Australia's website headlined this report with Indian Summer. Daily Telegraph was scathing in its attack of the Australian team in a write-up headline, "No excuses, no answers. Australia's ugly knockout blow." The Sydney Morning Herald took potshot at Tim Paine, wondering how wrong the Australian captain was when he sledged senior Indian spinner Ravichandran Ashwin during Sydney Test, and each and every newspaper headlining India's glory down under. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and then we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. Today we are exploring the journey and life story of one such winner who simply hates to lose, Achanta Sharath Kamal, the Indian table tennis's poster boy who won numerous titles in his long career. Sharath has consistently been the top-ranked Indian table tennis player and has represented country at the 2004 Olympics. In 2008, he became the only Indian men's table tennis player to qualify for the Beijing Olympics. Sharath represented India again at the Olympics in 2016. He has a good Commonwealth Games record as well. He won gold medal at the 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games. In 2010, he won men's doubles gold at the Delhi Commonwealth Games. He added another 3 medals in his tally in 2018 at the Gold Coast CWG, with gold in men's team event, silver in men's doubles and bronze in men's singles. What motivates him to play? How did this amazing journey started? Let's find out. Sharath Kamal, a very warm welcome to Sports 360. Sharath, how you get into table tennis and how you sum up your professional journey so far?
I started the sport at 4 years of age. My father, Dronacharya Awadi, Mr. Srinivasarao, took me to the club at a very young age, and that's how I picked up the sport. And slowly I got a lot of interest in the sport, and I turned professional at the age of 15 when I had to decide after my 10th standard if I want to go to academics or a professional sports person. So that's when I decided that I want to be a professional sports person, and I started training as a pro since then. But the initial period was very hard. I think it took me almost 4 to 5 years to get into the national team for the first time. And but once I got into the national team, from there I started doing very well, both in the national level and in international level simultaneously. 2003 was the first time I became a senior national champion, and by 2004 I played my first Olympic Games and also won the Commonwealth Championships in Kuala Lumpur, wherein I became the first Indian to win a gold medal at the Commonwealth Championships. So that was how I improved rapidly at that point of stage. And from there I moved on to the European circuits, and I lived in Europe for almost 13 to 14 years, where there's a better structure for competitions and better facilities and better sparring partners also. So I moved in there, and that's also one of the key reasons why I kept improving my level.
During pandemic, you won Oman Open crown and ended the decade-long wait for the tour title. Or you dual-minded before the tournament. How was that experience?
So yes, Oman Open, even going there to Oman Open was, against my family's wishes, my wife and my family's wishes. They didn't want me to travel at that point of time because coronavirus, COVID-19 had broken out a few months ago, and people didn't know what's happening and what exactly is the situation. So they didn't want me to go, but I personally wanted to go because a couple of weeks after the Oman Open was the Olympic qualifiers, which was scheduled to happen in Thailand. So I wanted some match practice, and I think that was the best match practice, and it gave me a lot of confidence winning that tournament. But unfortunately, when I came back from Oman, there was a complete lockdown in our country and almost the whole world, and I was on a 28-day quarantine, which the Madras Corporation, Chennai Corporation had given me a notice. So yeah, I think that way I'm really happy that I could win an international title 10 years later. So I won Egypt Open in 2010, and then post that I won Oman Open in 2020. So yeah, I've been in good shape, and then the pandemic broke. So let's see what happens now.
Sharath, what are the upcoming tournaments lined up before the Olympics? How the preparations are going on?
At this point of time, there are just 2 tournaments in Qatar in March, followed on by the Asian qualifications from 13th to 15th March, and then which is followed on with the World qualification from 16 to 19, all of it in Qatar. And post that, there are a couple of matches in May in Europe, and then a couple of matches in China, and then the Olympic Games. So there are not really many tournaments that have been announced, and we also don't know if the announced tournaments will also happen. But personally for me, yeah, I'm looking forward to play some matches because it's been a long time. It's almost been a year since I played any matches. So I'm really happy also that the Table Tennis Federation of India is organizing the Senior National Championships in February as match practice for us to going into Qatar, the tournaments in Qatar.
Sharath, in recent past, India has done exceptionally well in sporting arena. How government schemes like Khelo India and TOPS are helping the athletes?
Yes, of course, TOPS, Target Olympic Podium Scheme, has been a wonderful initiative especially for the top elite athletes, we are able to concentrate completely and focus on our sport without having the burden of financial strain on us. We are able to hire the best of the best coaches, or we are able to go to a very good center where we can just practice, concentrate on ourselves and help improve our sport, our game. And that is also the reason why we are able to win so many international medals in the recent times. And apart from that, the Khelo India scheme, which is for the grassroots level, is also helping give confidence basically to all the players and their parents that sport is a fair career to pursue, and you really don't need to worry about playing the sport. I think with lot of people coming in and playing the sport, we'll be able to find more and more talents, because the larger the pool of players, the better you will be able to find talents, which will in the longer run help us win that Olympic medals for the country.
So tops and Khelo India are of immense help for the Indian athletes. Sharath, where India stands in the world of table tennis in coming days?
In 2002, when I started playing for the country, we were around world ranked 34 or 36, and now currently we are number 8 in the world. I think that's a huge jump, and that's only because all the players are doing extremely well, and we've improved our level to scale up to the international levels, and we're almost close to win an Olympic medal too. With winning the Asian Games medal, which we won for the first time in 60 years in 2018, that gives us a real good confidence that we will be able to win a medal at the Olympic Games too. And I think that is a really great jump from where we had come a few years ago. And there are a lot of talents from India, like G. Satyan, Arvind Desai, Manav Thakur, who's under 21 world number 1. There's Archana Kamath, and there's Manika Batra. So there are a lot of young talents who are doing really well, and of course we will be one of the top countries in the sport of table tennis pretty soon.
Sharath, thanks for joining us, and best wishes for Olympics and upcoming tournaments. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju, in presence of Member of Parliament Ladakh Jamyang Singh Namgyal, inaugurated Khelo India Janskar Winter Sports and Youth Festival 2021 in Ladakh. Kiren Rijiju, in his address, said that the Winter Sports and the Youth Festival under Khelo India has been conducted with the twin objective to promote winter sports activities and adventure activities, beside to provide ideal platform to the local youth to explore their hidden talent. More in this exclusive report by our correspondent Rajiv Vustagi. The attraction of this beautiful Janskar Valley covered with snow will increase even more from now onwards. The reason is 13-day first ever Khelo India Winter Sports Festival has been started in Janskar. Union Minister for Sports and Youth Affairs Kiren Rijiju attended the festival and said that these games will not only help athletes but also promote tourism in the region.
ये संस्कार विंटर स्पोर्ट्स फेस्टिवल जो आयोजन हुआ, ये यहाँ का ज़िंदगी बदल देगा, और देश विदेश के लोग यहाँ के जो खूबसूरत ये वादियाँ का, इसका जो मज़ा है, इसका खूबसूरती है, इसको फील करने का मौका मिलेगा। ये बहुत बड़ा एक टूरिज़्म के रूप में भी प्रमोशन होगा, और विंटर स्पोर्ट्स को लेकर के हम ओलंपिक्स में हमारा टारगेट है, जो विंटर ओलंपिक्स होते हैं उसमें अच्छे खिलाड़ी यहाँ लद्दाख के और कश्मीर साइड से और हिमाचल, उत्तराखंड, सिक्किम, अरुणाचल, जहाँ जहाँ बर्फ़ पड़ते हैं वहाँ फ्यूचर में सब जगह विंटर स्पोर्ट्स को हम लोग बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं। ये खेलो इंडिया विंटर स्पोर्ट्स फेस्टिवल है।
Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju also assured to provide sports infrastructure in all villages of Ladakh.
जो स्नो स्की होते हैं और स्नो क्लाइंबिंग होते हैं, आइस क्लाइंबिंग जो होते हैं, और मैराथन होते हैं, ये भी हो सकता है क्योंकि ये बड़ा खुला जगह है। बहुत किस्म का विंटर स्पोर्ट्स का इवेंट्स यहाँ किया जा सकता है। तो हमने अभी लोगों को बताया कि हम एक स्पेशल एकेडमी विंटर स्पोर्ट्स का जो कश्मीर में हमने अनाउंस किए थे, वैसे ही लद्दाख के लिए भी हम एक खोलना चाहते हैं।
Member of Parliament from Ladakh, Jamyang Sering Namgyal, told DD News that Zinskar Valley is like gold mine, and such regular events will not only generate talent but will also create employment opportunities for the local people.
Got it.
सोचिए, अगर असल जिंदगी में ऐसी हालत हो तो कितनी मुश्किलें होती हैं, लेकिन शुक्र है बैंकिंग के लिए नहीं। अगर आपकी उम्र 70 साल से अधिक हो या आप दिव्यांग हो तो बैंक आपको कुछ जरूरी बैंकिंग सुविधाएं घर बैठे बैठे दे सकता है। आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।